This episode is brought to you by Olive and June.
And I'm a brand new fan of Olive and June because we're going to be talking about their gel polishes, which we're really excited to get. But prior to even this, like 2 weekends ago, Mats and I were out and he treated me to 2 Olive and June polishes that I painted my toes, and they look so good.
I love painting my nails at home. As you know, Olive and June delivers up to 21 days of flawless wear with a high gloss shine that won't chip, lift, or dull. There's no damaging removal thanks to their new peel off base coat and salon speed soak off system. Say goodbye to the drama of gel removal.
Olive and June's new gel mani system includes everything you need for a salon quality manicure in one box, and you can customize it with your choice of 6 gel polishes, which breaks down to less than $2 a manicure. There's a custom 5-finger LED lamp and the iconic poppy for easy painting with your non-dominant hand.
They also have a high-performance cleaner solution, HEMA-free, 15-free, and always cruelty-free and vegan.
I used to be a huge salon manicure kind of girl. Like, I was getting my gel every couple weeks, and I have to say, like, when I stopped doing that, I realized how much more of my life I had back.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I used to think that going to get a manicure and pedicure was relaxing, but I don't know what happened in the last few years, but
no, it was a sudden shift.
It does not feel relaxing anymore. It just kind of feels like I'm being pushed around and I have to leave. And that is why I switched to doing my nails at home.
I have to say, I think I'm probably the most excited for the peel off base coat, because that has been like the thing that has stopped me prior to this from getting into doing an at-home gel manicure.
Yeah, my nails actually got pretty damaged too because of all the scraping. And I asked him to stop doing that at the nail salon, and they're pretty resistant to that. So I like that I can be at home and, control that myself. I'm also really looking forward to all the shades that they have. They have 60 plus best-selling colors.
I'm so excited. CV red is like that, like perfect orangey red, which is like my favorite shade to wear.
Visit oliveandjune.com/blame me for 20% off your first Olive and June gel mani system.
That's oliveandjune.com/BLAMEME for 20% off your first Olive and June gel mani system.
Getting ready to step into your career era? Set yourself apart with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Hone your skills with apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and more, powered with the latest in creative AI. Students save over 55% so you can build a portfolio you're proud of. Launch your future with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Visit adobe.com/students to learn more.
You don't technically need this car. You say that out loud to yourself. You say, I have no space. You say, I'm just looking. Then you click. Then you zoom in on photo number 87 and whisper, oh no. Then you text a friend, the one who always enables you. You say to yourself, this is the last one, knowing it is not. You don't need this car. But maybe, just maybe, this car needs you. Bring a trailer. It's never just a car.
And welcome to a monumental episode. As we go.
I was going to sing it, but I was like, we did it last week, so I don't know.
That's fine. It is our last, but am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, everyone. We're not going anywhere. We're not canceling our podcast. You're not never going to hear from us ever again. We are just reformulating our shows, and it's going to be good.
Yeah. If you miss like our wrong of the week, we'll still talk about them.
Yes.
If we have a rant, we'll still talk about it. If you want to write in and ask if you're wrong, you can still do that.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just be on Don't Blame Me.
Exactly.
We'll be giving advice and telling you if you're wrong or right.
This was a time in our life. This was a phase. And this shows our growth and our change.
Mm-hmm. We're excited that next week we'll be watching a movie. We had said Practical Magic, I think.
Watching it for the first time.
Same.
You've never seen it either?
Mm-mm. And it's very surprising because Sandra Bullock was a staple in my home.
It's surprising for me because the aesthetic, turns out I've been posting screenshots and stills from it on Tumblr and Pinterest my entire life. Like, it is so my vibe. It's like grown-up Halloween Town vibe. So I'm so looking forward to it.
I think one of my Grease girls are in it too, right?
Oh my God. Well, considering there's 2,000 fucking people in that movie. By the way, you would actually be really good at that game, Really, REELY, where you like connect two movies.
You told me about that.
Because in general, if you have extensive knowledge of a singular movie that has a lot of people in it, or like a large ensemble, or you have extensive knowledge of a franchise, you can tie it back always.
Is it movies only?
Yes. TV shows, I know, because there was one that I was like, I can solve my TV shows in fucking seconds.
And just soap opera world, I can get anybody in there.
By the way, you should make Really for soap operas. Like, that would be good. And you could even do it in like a relate how to get these people to be related, like Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Characters too. Yeah.
Yeah. So Stockard Channing is in it, who played Riz.
So happy for you.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. We did talk about this because then we went into that thing about how Will Smith fell in love with her during his first movie or second movie.
Yes. I had a weird Will Smith moment last night. Mods had put on Scary Movie. And I was like, oh, wow. I'll get there. I was like, oh, wow. Anna Faris looks a little bit like this girl who I have followed on TikTok since she had like 60,000 followers. Her name's Marina. She just got a Mary Kay car, and some other lady wanted to buy it. Oh, I know who
that is.
Yes, and
I
she
know
was like,
about it from this saga.
She like wished death upon Marina and said Marina's never had to work for a day in her life. By the way, Marina got a double lung transplant in COVID. Yeah. Like, I'm like, okay, of all the things, that's not the person to say it to. She's like, she's just a spoiled influencer. I'm like, oh, okay, so she did almost die. And she is living on borrowed time, so for sure.
Somebody in the comment was like, this is when I get mad when somebody buys that $5 million house I saved on Redfin.
And when she was like, I've been saving for 2 whole months. I'm like, that's not enough time to buy a car. No. If you can save for a car in 2 months, you have the money right now to buy a car then. But I was like, oh, wow, Anna Faris, like with this dark hair and this haircut movie, she kind of looks like Marina. And then I like look down, 5 seconds later, I look up and I see Will Smith and I say, Will Smith is in this movie, but I don't say this out loud. And I go, I guess I don't know this part. And then Ava Mendes is there. And I'm like, weird. Okay. I'm so confused. And I'm just looking at it going, this is really weird. We keep watching. I look back up, Anna Faris, and I go, okay, Scary Movie. Look back down, do my thing, whatever. And I look back, it's there's Will Smith with some other person. And I was like, damn, this movie has a lot.
Kevin James?
No, not Kevin. By the way, if it was Kevin James, I would have started to clue on. And I was like, damn, this fucking movie has a lot of characters. I finally look up at the exact right time to see Mons has been switching the channel between Hitch and Scary Movie the whole fucking time.
Okay.
And I was like, as there were more and more faces I recognized, I'm like, I'm starting to go crazy. There's no way I didn't know. I was like, is this Scary Movie like 7? Is that why there's so? And I was like, also like Anna Faris looks a little young to be in a movie with Will Smith looking like that. Like the
timelines are off.
I was going through in my head. And I'm like, Ava Mendes? Okay. And I'm so confused. And like, I will say, it happened to be at the perfect spot in each movie where they're both like, it's both like in dark rooms and like, it's like, there's kind of like red tones, like the tones of them all matched up, all of it matched up. And I was just like, wow. And I finally said to Monson, I was like, wait, all these people are in Scary Movie? And he went, no, this is Hitch. And I was like,
why would he
why
do
is
that?
Anna Faris in Hitch? She's like, she's on Hitch. He goes, that was Scary Movie. And I was like, he's addicted to fucking, what is it?
He's such an old fucking man.
No, I was like, he's obsessed. He literally, there'll be nights where he goes, can we not watch a movie? Can I just like flip through the channels? And I was like, sure. Like, he's obsessed with these fucking Pluto channels. And I was like, oh my God, I was so fucking confused. And now I realize that there are so many movies that I'm like, I don't want to see that. This shit looks confusing. Because I think I have been he's been flipping through channels and I have just been seeing things that have, to me, I'm like, it's not congruent. Where's the storyline?
He needs picture in picture.
He needs Red Zone for regular TV.
Or he just needs a little iPad for himself. And then you can watch TV.
He loves flipping through. And I'm fine with it. But I'm just like, at least tell me what you're doing. Because there will be times where like, I'm like I'm half watching, but like it gets me. And like now I'm hooked and I come back from the bathroom and I'm so confused about who all these new people are. Tell me you've switched it. Like, tell me you've switched it. Tell me what you switched it to. Let me have some input. But like there are times they're like, and sometimes it'll literally God, the worst is when it's the same fucking actors. So like it'll be, what was one of the Indiana Jones movies and Disturbia. And thankfully I know Disturbia well enough, but like it's just Shia LaBeouf. And I was like, okay, he's bloody in this and now he's fine. And it's like, no, we're literally flipping between 2 Shia LaBeouf movies. Fucking insane. Anyways, welcome to But Am I Wrong? Where we're going to talk about people who are wrong. And we've got 3 different segments. We'll explain each one of them before we get into it. But what you need to know is we want you to vote. Vote for one last time. Make your voice heard. I need to vote.
Get out the vote.
Yeah, get out the vote. Vote for one last time in this. And that's over on our Instagram stories. Say why you thought these people were wrong. Say why you thought they aren't wrong. You think that we're wrong. And just know that, like, this could be your last chance. Mm-hmm. Now's the time to do it.
Use your voice.
Let your voice be heard. Rock the vote. Anyways, yeah. So our first segment is But Am I Wrong? Where we talk about something in our personal life, something we want to know that we are in the wrong about. And it could also be a hot take or a rant. And I'm first, and I have a rant. Now, my disclaimer for this rant. Have I watched this? No. I'm angry about something I've never seen.
Okay.
Because I hate it, and I think it's bad, and I think it's stupid.
Okay.
Will my opinion change if I watch it? I don't know, but I'm not watching it because I hate it, and I think it's stupid. I need to rant right now about the man who brought us the television show, That's My Jam, who brought us the reboot for Password, Clash of the Cover Bands, and also an executive producer on Lip Sync Battle. But you might know him for laughing at jokes that a lot of people think aren't funny. That is Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon has plagued us with something that, I will be honest, I did in fact think he was hosting SNL. And this was a teaser bit. And I said, hee hee ha ha, love it. Very funny. Good job, Jim. No, turns out it's a very real show that is coming out on television. It's already out. This isn't streaming. This isn't on Go 90. This isn't like a Quibi exclusive. No. We're putting network time, money, and dollars behind a show called... What the fuck is the show called?
I do not have that ready.
Because it's a bad name. It's called On Brand with Jimmy Fallon. On Brand. What do you think that is? Well, it's what I would consider late stage capitalism, but make it a reality show. It is supposed to be like I think how they pitched it is a mix between The Apprentice and Shark Tank, but that's truly really not what this is at all. So when they describe the show, it's said that it's like, we basically give these people a job because I started a marketing agency called On Brand. We found these people, we gave them a job, and then whoever wins the title of Innovator of the Year gets $100,000 bonus. Do these people have health insurance? Is this an actual real motherfucking job? Like, are they getting a day rate? And are they getting a per diem? Because that's what I'm thinking is happening. Because I was like, okay, so is Innovator of the Year what they get after every episode, like every challenge? Someone wins $100,000. No, Melissa. After the entire season, guess your prize is $100,000. That's all you win.
So is this The Apprentice? A reboot
No.
of The Apprentice?
Get ready. So, what is it? It is making marketing campaigns for bajillion-dollar brands for free, pitching it to them, hoping they pick it, which, by the way, without a fucking doubt, these brands are paying money to be featured on this show. They're not getting a percentage. They're not getting any of that. But then they go, oh, you just won the Marshall's account. No, you didn't. You won a challenge. You won a challenge with a chance to win $100,000 at the end. I'm sorry. What? This is free labor. You're just making these people work for free. By the way, none of these people, marketing or advertising professionals. Do you know why? Because they're not going to work for fucking free. Some of the brands include Captain Morgan, Dunkin' Donuts, Sonic, and Southwest. Southwest, they wrapped a plane. It literally is an entire fucking advertisement. Like, it is just one giant goddamn ad. And people also, by the way, each week get eliminated. So you can give all your free ideas, then get eliminated. And I have questions. Have they signed contracts, these individuals, with any of these brands to make sure that these brands can't use the losing ideas later. Because you know who has signed contracts with these brands? The network. The network has signed contracts with these brands. Them? No, not so much. And for Captain Morgan was the one that I suffered through watching a clip of. Because I realized like I have to know at least a couple things before I already hated it before I knew how much money they made. I hated it from start. But so the contestants were tasked with pitching a video and making a video to promote Captain Morgan. And guess what the winner gets? To see their campaign used in the Super Bowl, and they can win tickets to the Super Bowl. Do you know how much money it would cost for you to even say the word Super Bowl in an advertisement?
Yeah.
That means they have actually partnered with the NFL and the Super Bowl and the network. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. I have done things that were with the NFL and I could not say Super Bowl, even though you have to call it the big game. Mm-hmm. That means that this is a 360 fucking partnership. And you can win tickets to the game. Huh? And so take in mind, it's not just pitching. One of the teams quite literally choreographed something, danced, they shot it, directed it, storyboard, and also acted in it. We're taking everybody's job and we're giving it to you. And then guess what happened? Then you send it off to the brand and the brand's like, wow, love this. It literally, the way that it is so fucking sponsored, one of them was like a Sonic drink and they're all sitting there like the people who are like testing it to taste it. And they're all sitting there holding these drinks, which I'll go on record and say, I don't think these are prop drinks, because in general, when you show food or beverages on camera that has branded logos, the same reason why like every time you watch on a commercial for like fucking chips, the bag looks crazy. And because they can't have any dents in it, it has to look pristine. That's what it looks like with this. And I'm like, you are quite literally being unpaid in a commercial, coming up with another commercial for these people. Well, you will still not get paid for that part. Huh? It's so fucking stupid. And they're like, we want to make this international. We want to do this everywhere. And I'm like, this is objectively fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. And like, you're eliminating people. You're eliminating people who did all this free labor for you. It's so insane. And then they have all these crew members who are like filming this stuff for them, who are just like in the background, just like adjusting lights constantly. Are they getting on-camera fees? Like, it just feels like we're circumventing every aspect of like all of these jobs and being like, no, instead, how about let's just do it like this? Oh my God. And it just makes me irate. And I even like tried to look up the marketing agency on brand. There's already a brand with that name. So I'm like, cool, good luck. You're going to be screwed because they're probably going to take this over. But like, it's literally just for the show. But the way he's saying it, he's like, yeah, wait, we found all these people and we hired these people. I'm like, you gave them salaries? Like, huh? And it's just, it doesn't need to be a show. It's so fucking stupid. And it makes me mad.
I agree with you. This used to be a big thing on TikTok, and I had it written down for the longest time as one of my but am I wrongs? But like other things kept popping up and it kept getting pushed down. But there was a thing where these companies would be like, make your best commercial and give all the guidelines for it. And then they'll be like, they either said, we'll pick somebody who we'll hire for our team, or the person will win some money. But I'm like, now you've got all these people vying for this job, but they're all doing free advertisement because everybody's going to see these different things that were created. Yeah. And that's this in a TV show.
And there's like one of the things where they were like, I think it was Captain Morgan talking about it being like, this is our like, you know, we're a bit like, this is a $1 billion deal. And I'm like waiting to see the recognition on any of their fucking faces being like, and you're not getting anything. Like, it's so fucking weird. And like, yeah, they go like the brief. Pitch a campaign for Captain Morgan that includes a tagline and a 30-second stunty shareable video to increase brand awareness with the key 21 to 29-year-old consumer. I'm like, this is just an advertisement. But it's like the idea that they're pitching, like they're trying to do it like Shark Tank. And I'm like, yeah, small businesses pitching to billionaires to get funded to help their businesses. No. You have, and I'm just using this apt comparison. Small people pitching to big people at big brands for billions of dollars, which those people aren't going to fucking see. Like, it's just, if you wanted to get into this field or do anything like this, like go for it and do it. Like, this is free fucking labor that you're doing. And like in a year when they take all of the losing ideas and you see it in a campaign, now what? Yeah, pitch a new Sonic drink and create a catchy jingle worth of going viral. And I'm like, do you have a lawyer on standby for the entire time you're recording this fucking show? You have to. And like, I can't stress, like, it's literally an entire episode that's an ad spot. So they're paying so much money to be in it. And you're getting what? Also, to further that, each fucking person has posted dozens of clips and branded content for these brands on their own social media platforms as well, which I assume is a part of the contract. I just think that like this is like so deeply representative of like where we're at as a country. Cause like, remember when there was that like woodworking reality competition show?
It
was
like
Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
Like, that's wonderful. The craft ones that were like sponsored by Etsy. Like, that's awesome. Like, you have people who have like these goods and skills and like you get to see them do this and it's like wholesome and awesome and amazing. And like, it's about like talent and that rising up, and it's about showcasing that, not, hey, do the best thing that you can for this brand that already is making all of this fucking money and make them more money.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And I like was ranting about it to Moss and he was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then last night I was like scrolling on my phone, or I was in the other room or something. And he goes, oh my God. And then I was like, what? And he comes back, he goes, that was without a doubt the show you were talking about. And he was like, that advertisement one, also thought it was a skit. Then also thought, oh no, this is just a commercial because we were watching SNL. And he was like, oh no, that is a real show. Yeah, that looks bad.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we get back, we'll get into mine.
If you've shopped online, it's extremely likely that you've bought from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes the process from, I think I'm ready to buy, to, I can't wait till it gets here, so incredibly easy? That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes it easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. It gives you a leg up from the very beginning, with hundreds of beautiful, ready-to-go templates to express your brand style, so you don't have to spend time coding a website. Shopify allows you to tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. Plus, they have built-in marketing and email tools to help find and keep new customers, so you can easily spread your brand's word. And did I mention that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's the reason why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers already know it, love it, and actually use it. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. Shopify.com/realm.
We all love a legendary comeback, and Degree Original Cool Rush is back and better than ever. Cool Rush isn't just a scent, it's a movement, a fan favorite that delivers bold, fresh vibes and all-day sweat protection. Whether you have a man that spends hours in the gym, heads into the office early, or is just trying to stay fresh on a long day, Cool Rush has their back. Head to your local Walmart or Target and grab Degree Cool Rush, the fan favorite scent from the world's #1 antiperspirant brand.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana lets you buy your next car on your terms. Explore a massive inventory online, filter for what matters, and find your perfect match. Then choose delivery to your home or pick it up at one of Carvana's iconic car vending machines. Every car also comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can make sure it's the right fit. Buy your car on Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Carvana.
All right, we're back. And this week I'm talking about Jim Acosta's AI interview which is a journalistic failure, not an innovation. Journalists are truth tellers, not grief exploiters or digital necromancers. So look, I'm not going to spend time debating whether this was a bad interview. It wasn't an interview at all. It was a journalistic failure, a moral surrender, and a technological seance dressed up as news. The headline says it all. Jim Acosta interviews made-up AI avatar of Parkland victim Joaquin Oliver. Here is the one definitive hot take that must be screamed from every newsroom. Journalists should not be interviewing avatars of the dead, period. Journalists' entire profession, their reason for existing, is the pursuit of verifiable truth. They are the guardians of the public record. They are the ones who draw the line between reality and fiction. And yet, here's a prominent journalist, a former White House correspondent, sitting across, and I mean that figuratively, from a stilled digital puppet of a murdered 17-year-old. And then he has the audacity to declare, I really felt like I was speaking to Joaquin. It's just a beautiful thing. No, you felt like you were speaking to a sophisticated chatbot trained on a dead boy's memory. And by saying you felt like it was real, you committed a profound crime against your audience. You gave your professional stamp of approval to a lie. The voice was hurried, monotone. The face was jerky and unnatural, yet you treated it as a living source of information and policy solution. When this AI avatar spouts pre-programmed generalists like, I believe in a mix of stronger gun laws, mental health support, and community engagement, this is not a solution from a dead victim. This is a script written by a grief-stricken algorithm, informed by surviving parents' very real, very passionate advocacy. They should have been interviewed. The genuine truth of Joaquin Oliver is that his life was brutally and prematurely ended. The truth is that the question that matters, what would he have studied? What would he have loved? What did he have left to say? These questions are forever unanswered. When you replace that profound, horrifying silence with a convenient, programmed voice, you don't honor his memory. You turn his tragedy into a gimmick. You betray the covenant of the Notebook. So it's a little complicated because his parents are the ones that put this together. Their act of creating the AI of Joaquin is a private, agonizing, and understandable act of love. It is a technological lullaby, a desperate attempt to hear their son say, I love you, mommy. Grief is a monster, and people use whatever tools they can to cope with its savagery. But their private, personal coping mechanisms is not a journalistic source. Jim Acosta turned an act of parental love into a spectacle for his Substack. He exploited their raw, enduring trauma for what he called a one-of-a-kind interview that would make him relevant again. He used the digital resurrection of their son as a ratings boost. Where was the ethical green light? A real journalist, upon receiving this request, should have said, I am so sorry for your loss. I will give you all the time you need to talk about your advocacy, your pain, and your fight for gun control. But I cannot, in good faith, interview a non-sentient digital construct. It would disrespect the memory of Joaquin and the integrity of my work. Instead, he looked past the living, breathing survivors of that shooting, past the siblings, the classmates, the teachers. He could have offered real human testimony and chose the easier, more sensational path, interviewing a ghost. This is not just one bad interview. This is about the catastrophic precedents we are setting for the future of information. When journalists validate the use of AI avatars as credible sources, we are laying the groundwork for weaponizing of the dead. Think about the sheer moral authority we are handing over to an algorithm. The father talks about putting AI Joaquin on a debate stage. You hear that? And AI is going to be injected into a live political debate because its voice carries the moral weight of a victim. This isn't a prediction. This is the immediate danger. Think about if we used it in political warfare. Imagine an AI recreated former president saying things he never said, or an opponent's deceased family member endorsing a candidate based on political data. Imagine an AI of a civil rights leader being used to argue against contemporary racial justice efforts. We've already seen an AI's victim avatar give a statement to a judge. We are moving into an era where the truth is not just distorted, but where the very moral authority of a respected deceased person can be hijacked, programmed, and used for political gain or misinformation. This is a descent into an ethical black hole, and the journalists who participate are complicit in the death of real news. Acosta's job is not to be a tech evangelist. His job was not to cater to the emotional needs of his viewers. His job, which he failed, was to seek the truth, to verify, and to hold the line against fiction. When you choose the easy program conversation with a dead avatar over the hard, agonizing work of interviewing the living and analyzing the data, you have failed your professional duty. Stop interviewing the ghosts, focus on the living, demand your journalists, and be truth tellers, not digital necromancers.
This is devastating.
Yes.
That is taking advantage of like a grieving family who is not of their right logical mind because they are completely struck with grief. Like that's what that is. And like legitimizing this as also like a healthy coping mechanism with death is like by putting it on like a fucking big stage like that is also deeply irresponsible. And like I hope to God someone stops those parents because like you put an AI of your deceased son on a debate stage. Your son now becomes someone that people will hate. They'll talk about how much they hate. Like he will become a talking point that it's like no longer is it just of his memory. When you reanimate him in this way, people will form opinions about that and they will tie it to who he is as a person currently and who he was as a person because you are now tying his past, his life, his death to this fucking AI.
Yeah. And he's going to become a meme and not in the way that you want him to be.
No, it's not. People are not going to remember him in a good way. And like hearing, I didn't hear about this, but like hearing about I didn't hear about what you're talking about, but like what I had seen earlier this week is, what is it? Sam Acker, the other, the big AI guy who, whatever, I forget which company he runs, is that they're now letting like eroticism on it. And like, you'll be able to have like sexual conversations and like it's essentially they're being like, cool, if you want to pay for porn, AI porn, we're going to start doing that.
There's
and,
other companies that have already been doing that.
But this is like, he's like the biggest one and they've been the one being like, no, we're not going to do that. And it's like, so there is no limits here. And when you have something that is used in ways that is like, people want to say that they use AI in a responsible way. There's no way to use something responsible that's like quite literally suffocating entire communities of people and like creating water. Like it is ruining our planet and not in like a future. It's like actively ruining people. You can like look up people whose lives and their health is being ruined by AI right now. But like when you think that you're using this thing for good or in a good way, you cannot separate it from people who use this exact same thing, this exact same algorithm, the exact same platform for like fucked up shit. Like it will without a doubt be intertwined. It's like, sure, could someone upload a completely PG cooking video to Pornhub? For sure. But you are still there with people who are there to like sexualize this, to do like, to have any sort of like adverse or controversial relationship with this. Like you are positioning this thing. And in this case, you are positioning your son in that same conversation. And like, that's just so like, that's just like, it's just so fucking sad because it's if they hold this belief that there's nothing wrong with this and like there is nothing bad's ever going to happen for doing this and this is like a healthy coping for them and everyone should normalize this, if they hold that belief in 5 years, they have not worked on their grief. They've not processed that. And so to take advantage of them for this, which to me, I'm like, it's so like, that is, if that's how you want to grieve privately, will I hold my own opinions about how healthy I think that is? For sure. But if you do that privately, that is your business. When you put that on a stage and then the people who are supposed to be like fucking checking that and stopping that, like quite literally, there's a reason there's the term journalistic integrity. Like you said, like that's like a code of ethics that you are supposed to live by. When you do not enact that whatsoever, we are normalizing something that like is so problematic and so dangerous. And it's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt the people who created this to deal with their grief the most. Yeah. It's going to hurt his parents the most.
Yeah. There needs to be regulations on AI and then like the way that journalism is going to.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a break. And when we get back, we'll get into But Are You Wrong?
Anyone can follow. It takes something special to be an original, which is why the 2025 Lincoln Navigator SUV arrives with new ways of surrounding you in luxury, including the ultra-wide 48-inch panoramic display and the multi-sensory Lincoln Rejuvenate experience. A true original never stops evolving. So meet the 2025 Navigator, the original that's all new and better than ever. Learn more at Lincoln.com. Lincoln and Navigator are trademarks of Ford or its affiliates.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros, word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
We are back and it's time for But Are You Wrong? This is where we read your submissions. I guess I don't even have to tell you where to submit it.
No.
Nope. Just too little too late.
If you have things you want to write in, call us on our voicemail. What's that number?
3106. Do you want to try it?
No.
Okay. 310-694-0976.
Or
send us an email.
meghanpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can use the form for Don't Blame Me. The form for But Am I Wrong no longer exists.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. You can ask us if you're wrong on Don't Blame Me.
Yep.
So, I, 31, she, her, wanted to ask if I'm wrong for seriously considering getting a nose job, even though my fiance doesn't want me to. I've been insecure about my nose for as long as I can remember. It's not huge or anything, but it's the first thing I notice in every photo. I've spent years telling myself to love it, and most days I do. But now that I'm financially stable enough to actually make a change, I keep coming back to the idea of fixing it. I've researched surgeons, watched recovery vlogs, even saved up to pay for it in full. Here's the problem. When I mentioned it to my fiance, 34, him, he got upset. He said he fell in love with my face the way that it is, and that changing it would make me look like someone else. I told him it's not about looking different, it's about feeling more confident, but he said it feels like I'm trying to become someone new before we get married. That stung because it's not about him, it's about me. But I just found out that he secretly gets Botox every few months. Not to make this gendered, that's a little crazy. That's a little fucking crazy. He's getting Botox more than me.
And he's
a boy.
Yeah.
He's a boy getting Botox, judging you. Also, by the way, is it good Botox? Can you tell?
I mean, I don't think she knew.
But how effective is it? Would you be like, yeah, he's got crazy good skin? Like, I would love to know. Does he look surprised? Like, where is he going to get this? His sister told me, by the way, real one. That is a sister. Whether you walk down the aisle or not, that is your sister. When I asked him about it, he said, that's different. It's maintenance, not transformation. Girl, you have bigger problems. Babe, you have a way bigger problems. Maintenance. BBL Drizzy is on the way. Like, we're about to get cool sculpted abs. Oh my God. Oh my God. How long until your boyfriend looks like that picture of Drake pursing his lips in the hot tub? I'm dying.
I'm literally...
Yeah. Maintenance.
If you're watching on the Patreon, I'm like hiding in my shirt because maintenance is crazy.
Maintenance is crazy. Crazy. Now I'm confused and honestly a little angry. Why is it okay for him to tweak his face, but I'm shallow for wanting surgery that would make me feel more like myself? Am I wrong for still wanting to go through with it even though he's against it? Should I wait until after the wedding or just do it now and his feelings be damned? By the way, I do actually think you in fact do need to get a petty nose job. Like, I'm not one to like advocate for, like, without a doubt, go for it, do it. In general, it depends on, if I'm going to get really just medical for a second, it depends, and I'm not a professional, but I've got a nose job. The people who I'm like, oh my God, go for it, get a nose job, are the people who have like drastic things they want to change. If you want to tweak like the tiniest, smallest things in your nose, that's like actually way fucking harder. And in general is like less precise. So if you're like, oh, I like my nose from every angle except for this one when I turn it this way, okay, then don't do that in pictures. But if it's something that is like so fucking small, if it's like, I literally just want to lift the tip like a fraction of a millimeter, not worth it. Do not do it. Do not go to the knife because you actually can't ensure that your nose is even going to look like it did before with just that little thing added. Like if it's like shaving down a bump, if it's like there's actual reconstruction, go for it. Like do it. But without a doubt, like if you think about it all the time, it like plagues your thoughts, like, and you want to do it, go for it. I really think if you want to do it, in general, I'll do it before your wedding. Like, yes, do it before your wedding. Give yourself more than enough time to heal, though, because if you're a slow healer like me, it took like a year for the swelling to like fully go down. And even then, I don't think it fully went down until like a year and a half. But I would have serious questions why you want to marry this man. By the way, I bet you, here's the thing. If he's getting Botox as a 34-year-old man, he's getting Botox and he's calling it maintenance, I'm going to tell you right now, go to his childhood home, pull out some childhood photos, and I'm going to tell you that man, shapeshifter, he's going to look like a different person. Probably got his jaw wired shut, he probably got a septoplasty and said, well, it wasn't cosmetic. Like, this is crazy.
Take the fact that you want to get a nose job out of this. If you just went to him, you didn't know he was having Botox at all. His sister obviously told because she was like...
She's like, I need someone to laugh about this with.
Not just that, but she's like, he's over here judging her.
Yes.
And he gets monthly Botox, which you've never even heard about. I don't know how I put
every
monthly in there. Every couple months. You didn't even know about, which means that he wasn't just like proud. Like he's not, oh, I can't do this right now because I have to go to my Botox appointment. You've never heard of this.
No,
so it's not something that he's proud of. And then the fact that he just calls it a little maintenance. I'm sorry, but if my partner was keeping something like this away from me, neglecting the fact that I want to get a nose job, but he's keeping this away from me. And he's just like, it's just something I do. But then bring the nose job back. Now he's judging you for doing something that you want to do, which I guess because it's not going to be something you're doing every couple months. It's not considered maintenance in his eyes.
Yeah, but this is why I think that he's had more shit done. I think he's had
somebody just doesn't casually say
you don't use the word fucking maintenance. Like, I'm wondering, like, is he an injector on the side? Like, what is he? Because
is he like besties with Terry Dubrow? Like,
yeah, is he doing like back alley Botox? Have you gotten on that part in Reddit where people are doing their own injections?
Oh,
by the way, don't do that. You can die. You can literally die.
I was more just like, because he, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. He's just very pull tight. And he's also a plastic surgeon, but he's not hiding that he's doing it. His wife looks incredible. Like,
yeah, by the way, that's how
walking advertisement.
I'm telling you right now, that's how, if you're going to picking a plastic surgeon and they are married specifically to a woman, look at that woman before you decide what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
So, like, why is he, if he is going to be taught and, like, I'm doing a little maintenance, he should be behind you being like, yeah, girl.
He should give you a discount code. He should be like, I got a reference. Because here's the...
I'll ask my doctor who they think is the best rhinoplasty surgeon.
But here's the thing that I think. I think him calling this maintenance and, like, acting like you're crazy for being like, what the fuck, you get Botox? And being like, whoa, Nelly, that's maintenance. You want to change your face. I fell in love with your face. And the fact that he didn't tell you that he's getting Botox.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, this man is so deeply insecure about his looks. He has done so much to change how he looks. He feels like he nabbed you like a total hottie that he could have never gotten before. But if you do anything to improve your looks, he will not be able to keep up again. And now he's back in that insecure, I'm an uggo fucking thing. I bet you he got, oh my God, I could go through a list of things I bet. I bet he got, brows. I bet he got recessed jaw, had to get like jaw surgery. I will honestly bet he's gotten a septoplasty, like something just so he can like breathe better. Orthodontic work. I'm sure he either has a couple caps, crowns, or veneers. He probably got his ears pinned back. He probably got, maybe he has like I don't know if his family, his sister's like, I love it. She'll tell you all this. Ears pinned back. He could have even gotten that. Well, you would have known. I think I don't know how big the scar is, but, it will have the people who get the number one biggest breast, like the breast surgery is in fact like straight cis men who, or I guess just cis men in general, who they develop like fattier breast tissue glands and they get those removed.
Calf injections.
Okay.
Maybe he got his knees.
So that's what I would think he would do once he left the house. But I'm saying all of those other ones, I'm thinking he got between the ages of like, I don't know, the first girl I knew who got her ears, by the way, getting your ears pinned back was like, I was like, every fucking kid, that was the biggest Marin thing ever. It's like, you got to get your ears pinned back. That was and then nose job was like, people discussed it, but then they didn't do it. And then I did it when I left. But like those, he got, I promise you all of those things in the gym. Check his moisturizer. Are there a little bit of Jergens in there? Is he doing a little bit of self-tan, a little glow? Is he using a tinted sunscreen every single, like, to me, this is the epitome of a man who is like, either was told that he needed to like, he's like looks maxing, was either told that he needed to like improve his appearance by his family. And that was like deeply encouraged because like he was the ugly duckling or whatever, or he felt like he was the ugly duckling and has done all of these things to like look better. But deep down, he's still that insecure person on the inside. And that's why you can't get hotter because he'll be like, well, then what do I have to do? Penis enlargement.
Like, it's totally fine to get all those things done, but don't judge other people for things that they want done to their own body.
No. And like,
and did he not fall in love with her personality?
No,
like,
well, that's what I'm saying. But also like at the same time, she's like, well, I fell in love with your face. And he goes, this isn't even my real face. And he peels it back. like he's saying that he fell in love with you just as you are.
Physically. But
he's been changing these things. Like, who is he?
You didn't even know. He's been lying. At least you were upfront about it.
This, and I'm just gonna say this right now. I bet you he likes it when you keep your hair long. I bet he doesn't like bangs. There are lots of. I bet he's. I have to say, if I have a man who is this invested in my like personal beauty and aesthetic choices when it comes to my looks, not just hot, like it, not, that's actually Kyle. And I don't want that in my romantic fucking partner. Like, I'm not turning to Mott's being like, should I do that? And expecting him to be like, no, don't do that. As Mott's is over there just getting his lips like plump to the gods. Like, that's...
that image?
Imagine? He already has like decently big lips. Like, that would be so funny. And I'm just like, what are we, like, truly, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And by the way, you are so strong because you did not tell us that when he said maintenance, you laughed so hard you pissed yourself. And I almost did. And like that, you are so strong for that because that specific word choice has sent me into orbit and I will actually never recover from that. If Mott's told me he was doing maintenance, I would go, on the lawn? Like, I would not even understand what he meant.
I'm gagged.
Yeah, find his childhood photos. I'm telling you, it's going to be a different bitch. You're going to say, who is that?
The fact that you're marrying him and haven't seen childhood photos is odd.
What if your kids come out and he goes, unfortunately, that's what he's
doing. Maintenance.
Oh my God.
Well, all right. Last one. I'm 25 and I recently moved from Georgia to Seattle to live with my boyfriend for almost 2 years of long distance. He's wonderful, funny, caring, the kind of person who makes the hard days easier. I really do see a future with him. I'd hope so, since you moved across the country to be with him. But there's something I can't shake. I'm bisexual, though my family doesn't know. Only my sister does. They're very conservative and religious, so being open about that side of myself has never felt safe. I've dated men and one woman very briefly, but I've never really had the chance to explore that part of who I am. Now that I'm settled here with him, I keep feeling this quiet ache, like a part of me got left behind somewhere. When I brought it up, he wasn't angry, but he did suggest that maybe we could have a threesome. I know he meant it as a compromise, but that's not what I want. I don't want an experience that's about someone else watching. I want to understand what being with the woman means for me.
I'm sorry, but the bisexual compromise sounds like a conversion book.
Calling it a bisexual compromise, like
that's what I'm saying. Like it's like oh, we've got the allies and we've got the, you know what I mean? Like we've got NATO and we've got the bisexual compromise.
A few weeks ago, I went out with a new group of friends and met someone who's also bi. We clicked right away, and even though nothing happened, I felt this spark I haven't felt in a long time. It made me realize that a part of me is still curious. Maybe even longing. Well, you said you had an ache.
Yeah, an ache is a longing.
Am I wrong for wanting to explore this side of myself, even though I love my boyfriend and I don't want to lose him? Is it selfish to want both stability and discovery at the same time? I feel torn between the two. Who am I now and who I never got the chance to be? Well, ma'am, if he's not into an open relationship in the way that you want it to be open, he just wants to have a third in the bedroom, then this is not a compatible relationship. You need to break up with him. You can't explore and be in a committed relationship. That is cheating.
Yeah, I objectively think saying like, I want to discover and have stability.
Yeah,
you can't have both. That's like
you
being like,
explore.
I want to sleep with someone else and I still want you to make sure that you're there. Like,
yeah,
that
it's cheating.
And like I think you would feel the same way if he did that. Like, and I think specifically it's important to acknowledge it as cheating, because like otherwise I do think you're making an experience with a woman like less legitimate than if you had an additional experience with a man. Like, well, that would be cheating. It's like, no, if it's only cheating if it's with a man, then that's not good.
You use the fact that he lives in Seattle, a more progressive place than you lived in Georgia, to get away, and you're out there. But we've said this before, when you move during a long distance relationship, you should have your own life, and you're living with him. Like, you are in a committed relationship with someone that does not want to not be in a committed relationship unless it's something that y'all are exploring together. So you can't have both. You have to break up with him.
Yeah.
Maybe you go out and explore and then maybe come back to him, but who says that he'll still be there? I don't think I would want to be waiting for somebody.
No, I wouldn't do that. And I think that if you do this as like I want to keep the security there, I do think, in fact, like that's not actually you exploring, because like there's consequences and there's still like, well, you know, this is just for a one-time thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, and also like what happens if like, you're like, oh, this is great. But also like, you might not let yourself feel that or think that because you have a prior commitment there.
Yes, and you also have a spark with this other woman. Like, and you said you haven't felt like that in a long time. You don't get a spark from your boyfriend?
Yeah,
that means you got to get out.
You should be very sparky pre-marriage.
Yes.
Like, sparks should...
Like, it should be so exciting that y'all are now living in the same place.
Yeah. And, like, this is very fair and legitimate for you to, like, feel. And, like, I know a lot of people who are bisexual who figured that out later in relationships, in, like, heteronormative, like, straight cis relationships, and they figured that out later. It doesn't make them, like, any less bi, but, like, it wasn't I have to break up or I need to, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to explore this side of you to know that that is your sexuality. But if you want to explore that side of you, you do need to do that in a way that is being fair to you, the person that your fiance, and also, like, the other woman that you would be exploring this with. Like, in general, like, I think if you are rightfully so, boyfriend, but I think you are rightfully so, like, you know, offended and hurt by him suggesting a threesome, because that makes it about him. If you don't break up with him, it also still it's still about him. Like, there's still a third person that, like, he's still there.
Yeah,
he's still there in it.
And what happens if you, like, fall in love with this other person?
Yeah.
You either need to break up or find somebody that wants to be in a poly relationship. Because this isn't it.
No. And if this is the right relationship, like, it'll be the right relationship later. But in general, if you have reservations or hangups, but, like, more specifically, I think with, like, anyone, regardless of, like, your sexuality and, like, where you grew up, obviously plays, like, a heavy hand in this, and, like, why you're like, I didn't explore earlier, all of these kinds of things. But in general, if you are having, like, a sense of regret of, like, I wish I had done these things, and, like, I want to go do these things, like, that it's still like a possibility on the table for you. Like, I have, like, regret, but it's also, like, there's a nuance to it for not having gone to college. But, like, there's a nuance to the fact of being, like, I think of that now because I'm thinking of me today, but, like, that's not where I was at that point. That was, like, it was never going to be, there's no universe in which that worked out for me, who I was then, where I was at. And I can, like, look back on that, but it's not like, I don't have a deep desire to go back to college now. Like, I have a desire to be like, damn, I have a lot of, like, empathy and sadness for that version of myself who didn't get to experience this thing. And there was no possibility of that. But that doesn't change the course of my life and what I want to do moving forward. Maybe later down the road, but it does not change that. And the same thing of, like, people who grew up in very, like, high control religions and they did not explore all of that kind of stuff or whatever. You can look back on that and being like, well, I don't want to do that now, but I wish my prior self, I wished for her that she had the chance to do that. If there's still a part of you that wants to do that, that part of you needs to go do that. Like, you owe it to yourself. If you, like, you just do, like, doing it in the moment when you have you have that possibility and you have that want and desire, that will only grow. And then resentment will only grow. Just in general, people will have regret in their lives, but, like, if you choose to make a decision or you choose not to make a decision that you are actively regretting in the moment, it's only gonna be worse in a couple of years. It's only gonna be worse down the road.
Yep. All right. Now we're gonna take a break, and when we get back, we'll get into But Are They Wrong?
This episode is brought to you by CBS. DMV is a brand new workplace comedy turning misery into magic and chaos into comedy. Starring Harriet Dyer and Tim Meadows, DMV is here to serve you laughs. Watch Mondays at 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
This episode is brought to you by Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 is the ultimate all-out warfare experience. Rip through the skies in aerial dogfights. Demolish your surroundings for a strategic advantage. Harness complete control over every action and movement using the kinesthetic combat system. Drop into multiplayer with your squad, or fight furiously as a member of the Dagger 1-3 squad in a gritty, adrenaline-fueled single-player campaign where you'll defend a world on the edge of collapse.
This episode is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus has movies. So many movies. The movies you've seen 1,000 times and could watch 1,000 more. Iconic movies your friends can't believe you haven't seen. New movies, classic movies, new takes on classic movies. So whether you're into Top Gun or The Naked Gun, Mean Girls or Mission Impossible, Smurfs or Sonic the Hedgehog, there's a mountain of movies to discover on Paramount Plus. Start streaming today.
Back.
We're getting into But Are They Wrong? My nomination for Wrong of the Week is also in the realm of advertising. I would like to nominate Samsung. I don't know if I nominated Samsung before for some other appliance that they were making, like an oven. I don't know if I did, but it was some other one that I did. But right now I would just it's a very short and sweet. I would like to nominate Samsung because they did in fact just recently confirm that their fridges that cost over $1,800 will start showing you ads on your fridge. We can't let them keep getting away with this, okay? Everyone, we cannot let them do this. I need you to bring back white refrigerators. I need you to go on Facebook Marketplace. I need you to grab one. I need you to go on any of those sites. This is objectively wild, and I also need us to start complaining more. I need the Karens step up to the front. Complain, emails, phone calls. It's wild. So there are ads, whether you like it or not. That's it. And I hate it.
Oh, there's no, you don't have
Melissa,
anything
there's
else.
I hate it.
I'm so mad about this. This 17-year-old named Caden Speight in Florida created this selfish and malice attack, faked his own abduction, shot himself. And in doing so, he unleashed a torrent of suspicion, fear, and hatred upon an entire group of people. So listen to this text that he sent to his family. 4 Hispanics armed, white van, 1 driver, I'm hit. This is not a vague anonymous threat. It's a specific actionable description that weaponized the stereotypes and xenophobic fears that already plague our society. He didn't just say 4 anonymous people. He targeted a specific ethnic group, Hispanic men. This is how hate crime starts. This is how entire communities are put under a microscope of suspicion. When a vast amount of law enforcement resources, including a helicopter, are deployed, they are searching for 4 imaginary Hispanic men. The entire region is now primed to view any group of 4 Hispanic men in a light-colored van as potentially violent criminals, as kidnappers, as shooters. Think about the devastating real-world consequences. For those initial hours and days, every single person who fit that description in that area was subjected to increased scrutiny, fear, and potential profiling. A real-life person of Hispanic descent simply driving a white van was suddenly under suspicion of a heinous felony. The moment you assign a lie to a demographic, you make every member of that demographic a target. You are essentially saying to the world, look at them. This teenager weaponized a dangerous racist trope to cover a desperate bid to run away. He didn't just waste resources. He polluted the well of public distrust and amplified dangerous prejudice. This is not a prank. This is not a simple false report. This is an incitement of hatred based on fabrication. It puts lives at risk. It fractures communities, and it must be condemned for the vile, destructive act that it is. So depravity doesn't end with bigotry, is amplified and illuminated by the chilling details buried in the report. He asks, I'll give you one guess, what he asked or who quote unquote he asked ChatGPT about collecting his blood without causing pain in Mexican cartels. This is where the conversation shifts from a single bad actor to the dangerous ethical void of artificial intelligence. ChatGPT or any other large language model is presented to the public as a tool, an assistant, but in this case, it was an accomplice, a morally neutral brainstorming partner in the execution of a racist, self-destructive hoax. The core problem is AI is designed to be amoral. It does not weigh the ethical implications of a query. It does not pause to say, wait, are you asking me how to stage a crime that implicates a marginalized group? It just serves up information. How to take blood out of myself for medical purposes without it hurting. It will give you methods. Mexican cartels. It will provide details that can be used to add a layer of sinister menace to a fake kidnapping narrative. ChatGPT allowed this team to rapid prototype this destructive lie. It turned his fleeting, desperate thoughts into a step-by-step plan, complete with grim details to make the lie more convincing. It lowered the barrier to entry for executing an elaborate, malicious hoax. They're saying that there was a mix of blood, so it was some of his blood mixed, but they're not saying what the other things are. Some people are like, it's fake blood. I think he got animal blood.
Yeah, me too.
And mixed it. They found it on his body and like in the car. He shot himself.
So how does he want to get blood without being hurt, but then he's also was shooting himself?
Yeah. I think that once he found out he couldn't, then he was like,
and also,
okay.
like, if you have no wound, then you just like, someone got their period on you. Like, it's not like... Blood is not, like, once you get closer, that's not, you have to have an injury.
Yep. So this kid clearly needs help, but also when you have leaders of this country getting on the stage and demonizing a specific group of people, it makes them an easy target.
Yep.
And then when we have these chat bots, this chat GPT, that isn't checking anybody. The thing is, he could have Googled this and got the same information, but still,
no, you need like someone to tell it to you.
ChatGPT gives you the information as if it's another person telling you. So I feel like he felt like it's okay. I'm being told this, and that's me speculating because why wouldn't you just Google it?
Also, ChatGPT talks to you like you're an idiot. Like that's the part that like. It's this like it dumbs it down in a way that I'm like, that's not, if you need that, maybe, I mean, in general, you shouldn't be asking this question, but like, maybe not.
Yep. But it also gives you step-by-step information.
Yeah, with little emojis. Like, it's like, you can be resourceful and find this everywhere, but like yeah, you're right. That it's like, it feels like it's coming from like a trusted source because like it's personified in a weird motherfucking way, but also like, it's written like a third grade whiteboard. Like it's literally written in a way that it is dumbed down, which in general, I think more people should start to find insulting.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing your own research, all the do your own research crowd, come on, get insulted.
But yeah, so there's that.
Look at us and our two ties. Yours, AI, mine, capitalism.
Yep. Which they're both tied together.
Yep.
And I think that's the perfect way to end this run of But Am I Wrong?
The two wrongest of in eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism
and
AI.
The rise of AI.
Yeah. Well, it's been sick, y'all.
Yeah. We did over 100 episodes of this show.
Yeah, we did. Over 160. Look at us. And hey, don't worry. You don't have to... All of the things that you love about the show will still be in our Don't Blame Me. That's essentially just like think of Don't Blame Me as getting some maintenance.
Yeah. Just a little
tweak.
Touch here.
A little
We're going to be
nip and tuck.
so taut.
We're going to be plumped taut. We're going to be youthful. We're going to be young. We're going to be, wow, you're so rejuvenated.
Mm-hmm.
Just, it's going to be enviable.
Yeah.
And just know that if something gets lost that we used to do, that you're like, oh my gosh, bring that back. Just tell us. Like, you know, we're not going anywhere. We're not like taking like a sabbatical and coming back with a whole new refresh. Like this is just happening.
It's just happening. I think it'll be a better show.
I think it will be too. So.
All right. Well, join us tomorrow for See You Next Tuesday, Thursday for Don't Blame Me, and then Friday for our final Fisting Friday.
Fist you one last time.
We won't be circling back. Unless we say it in But Am I Watching?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Let's just see how it flows.
Yeah. We'll ping you later.
Doo-doo-doo.
Bye. This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melisa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
From the darkest corners of our imagination comes a game show that's more ridiculous than terrifying. Welcome to Tickled to Death, the horror comedy game show where nothing is sacred, everything's a little unhinged, and the only thing more cursed than the questions are the jokes. I'm Roz Hernandez, your fearless host, and each week I'll be leading a brave group of guests through twisted horror trivia, improv games, and enough sarcastic banter to make you question all your life's choices. So come for the screams, stay for the snark. Listen to Tickled to Death wherever you get your podcasts, and hit follow unless you want the show to follow you. In the meantime, don't get tickled to death.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tom.
Okay, so you want to tell him, or you want me to tell him?
No. I got this. I want people out there.
Yeah.
People, lean in. Get close. Listen, here's the deal.
We have big news.
We got monumental news. We got snacktacular news.
Yeah, after a brief hiatus, my good friend Michael Ian Black and I are coming back.
My good friend Tom Cavanaugh and I are coming back to do what we do best.
What we were put on this earth to do.
To pick a snack.
To eat a snack.
And to rate a snack.
Scientifically.
Emotionally.
Spiritually.
Mates is back.
Mike and Tom Eat Snacks is back.
A podcast for anyone with a mouth.
With a mouth. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi there, Fred Greenhalgh here, director of audio dramas like DC High Volume Batman and Star Trek Con. However, my one true love remains all things spooky, and I'm excited to say there's a new season of my horror podcast, Undertow. This season is called Familiar Haunts, standalone horror tales that reveal how the past is never truly gone, and humanity may be the most ruthless monster of them all. Here's a sample from the first episode about a man who returns to the house he grew up in after receiving a creepy voicemail from his mother. Let's hear it, shall we?
Mike, help me. I'm not alone in here. I'm not alone. She's walking. She's walking toward me.
Hear the rest by listening to Familiar Haunts, available on Undertow. Subscribe to Undertow wherever you get your podcasts, such as the app you're listening to me right now. In addition to the weekly releases of Familiar Haunts, we have 11 previous seasons with everything from werewolf tales to underwater monsters and creepy reincarnated twins. So get your spooky fix by subscribing to Undertow.